Good evening to you, and thank you for joining us this evening at 7 o'clock. I'm Justin Kolar.
And I'm Samantha German. A judge spent part of today hearing testimony focused on whether a defendant connected to a Charleston murder case is mentally fit to move forward in his criminal case.
Travis Wilson is facing charges tied to a 2020 crime spree that prosecutors say included a series of armed robberies and ended with the fatal shooting of 63-year-old Tom DeLorenzo in downtown Charleston.
Live 5's Elijah Brown was inside that courtroom as experts took the stand to address Wilson's mental capacity.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, much of today's testimony focused on whether Wilson had the mental capacity to understand the charges against him and could even help his own defense. And to answer that question, defense attorneys called forensic psychologist Dr. Jessica Davis, who evaluated Wilson earlier this year. She told the court her assessment included a review of extensive school, medical, and psychological records, along with a roughly 2-hour interview with Wilson. And she pointed to school-based testing from his childhood that places IQ scores in the mid-50s, along with documentation showing he was enrolled in special education programs throughout his development. She also included, in her opinion, Wilson continues to display significant cognitive limitations and has difficulty grasping more complex legal ideas even after repeated evaluations over time.
If they can repeat definitions back to me, and if they understand what happens next in a case. And when we get to the rational piece, I like to look at if they're able to apply that information to make informed decisions and if they can understand the consequences of their decisions.
Now, that testimony will now be weighed by the judge in determining whether Wilson is competent to proceed in court and how the case moves forward from here. Another hearing is scheduled for next week on Tuesday. Reporting in downtown Charleston, Elijah Brown, Live 5 News.